Hey, what up, everybody? Stevie Breach coming to you here. Desperate times call for desperate measures in TNA. And now, I'm not one to really, knock TNA too bad. I like to point out their easy flaws that everybody can see. But I don't like to dig too deep into it. I really like having TNA around. I'm not one of the people that say that TNA needs to close up shop and they're not doing anything right. Like I said in my video the other day that I made about them, it's good stuff. I believe it was the Ask Dixie video I made. And it's just, it's good wrestling to have on Thursday nights. WWE, it's one night they don't have anything since WGN on Superstars got canceled. And for the most times that I watch Impact, there's at least one or two angles. There's one or two matches that I really care about throughout the night. There's always something going on that I'm just like, not really feeling. But a few months ago, I think TNA was putting on better shows than Raw or SmackDown combined. I was really, really into what they were doing, and then sometimes they just really fall flat, and it's hard for me to find anything that I really, really want to go out of my way to make sure that I see. I end up just watching on the DVR a few nights later, and trying my best to keep caught up. But I made a video about the August 1st guy that's going to be coming in on Thursday. It seems that, TNA, went out of their way to make a attempt to make a viral video here on YouTube, passed around on all the wrestling dirt sheets that everybody would get going on it. The video didn't do that well. It seems that not that many people are going around about it. I'm not saying that I had anything to do with it, but I was just saying in my other video that they've done 4 different invasion angles in the last year. And here they are doing another one. You had Ace and Eights, you had Joey Ryan, and you had Matt Morgan, all invading the company all at one time, all separately, to try and take it over, to try to get a job, or to try and find their place, and show TNA that they wanted to be, the top dog, the top billing. They wanted to be the main event, and that's what Matt Morgan was doing. But this guy is going to be coming in on Thursday. Maybe one of the things is, they shotgunned this angle, and they didn't get it on Impact. So if you're not on the internet, if you're not connected with YouTube, and you don't go on TNA's website, to see what's going on every other day, if you're not going to dirt sheets, you don't know anything about this. And this guy's just going to show up on Thursday. They'll probably hype it at the beginning of the show, and they won't do it until the end of the main event or sometime in that later hour. But, the video, they put it up on YouTube. It scored about 120,000, views. They set up their own Twitter account for it. As the last thing I saw on them, it only had it had less than 1,000 followers. That was this morning, and this thing's been going for a few days. I'm not one to really compare it, to WWE, but WWE, pumps out, any wrestler on there, and basically says that they have a Twitter. They go out of their way to make sure the thing gets verified. They get the little blue check mark by it. And no matter who they are, as low as they on their card, they're going to score at least 100,000 followers. And this one's stuck at 300. The guy tweets out that he's not going to reveal any more clues to who he is until the video that they put up is going to get over 250,000 views. That's basically my way of thinking that TNA is begging their people that actually care about this angle, that follow this guy, to make sure that it goes out of the way. I know that when I first read the story and saw this tweet, it was earlier today. I don't know where the view count is now that it's 8 o'clock at night. So this was 3 hours ago when I saw this, that they were begging for this last 100,000 views. I don't know if some desperate TNA fan who's still hanging on to try and prove that TNA is a better organization or WWE. I know there's those people out there that are going to spam the hell out of this video and other ones much like it. Anytime you have anything negative to say about TNA, there's always those few comments that pop up, and they're just key-banging assholes. I don't know if they're just straight-up trolls or what they're doing, but I don't know if these guys care enough that they sat there on their computer and loaded up this video 100,000 times amongst themselves to where they point that they can get it. But You know, anytime that TNA has any sort of Twitter account, the guy that I always think of is Borash. I know that if you listen to The Art of Wrestling, Brian Kendrick said that TNA really pushed for him to get a Twitter account so fans can get behind him. And Kendrick said he didn't want to do it. So basically, JB set up the account, and whenever Kendrick wanted to tweet something, he basically just sent the text message to Borash, and Borash put it up on Twitter for him. I'm not sure if Borash is behind this account and all the other ones, but to me, that's just pretty much a little bit of a low blow. When it comes to Twitter, TNA normally does set up really good accounts, like the Aces and Eights account. It would tweet during the Impact, so if you were watching the show and somebody was in the ring giving a promo or during a match, they would always tweet out, if you were watching Twitter and following along with the show, that you know that they were coming, or they would troll the freaking guys during their promos and basically challenge guys to matches. So it was sort of fun to follow along. Most of us live tweet shows when we watch it, so it's pretty fun when they set up these accounts to sort of go along with what we're doing. It's like they're have an edge up. But to me, this honestly is one thing. I honestly do care about this August 1st guy. You see that basically TNA went out of our way to do a whole lot of pay cuts and knock guys off the roster. It's got to make me wonder, were they really that far behind on payroll? Did they knock these guys just to get their their bottom line in the red and make sure that get them out of the red and be showing black to where they're positive? But is that what they were doing, or did they go out and did they sign somebody and bring them in? This is the same company that brought in Kurt Angle and surprised us all on live pay-per-view with a pre-shot promo that did not get leaked. Nobody knew about it. The only way you knew about it is if you were watching that pay-per-view and it came up. They didn't tell the announcers. They didn't tell anybody. Everybody who watched that show or has seen that show can remember, not Don West, the other one, not Shivani, the announcer of TNA, it's Kurt Angle on live pay-per-view, they didn't bleep it or nothing like that, it just came out, they actually felt like they were going to win the war that night, that they had really scored the biggest free agent that they've ever got, and it's to this day the biggest guy that they've ever signed as a wrestler. Maybe you can debate that Hulk Hogan is bigger, but I think for the money they spent, I think they've got more out of Kurt Angle than they have out of Hogan. I mean, Hogan was definitely a big splash in the pan to get them a whole lot of media and people looking in their direction that weren't looking at it before. But Kurt Angle, the amount of times that he's came out there and had great matches, that when people sit down and wonder, am I going to buy the TNA pay-per-view, and they can know that Kurt Angle's going to have a match, and it doesn't matter if he's in a tag match, if he's in the main event, if he's in just some normal singles match, that he's going to give you your money's worth to make sure that you got a good amount of money, or a good amount of good wrestling for the money that you paid. That's what's got me really thinking about what this August 1st guy is going to be. At the end of the day, is it just going to be some guy, or is it going to be somebody that matters and somebody that we really care about? Batista's out there, Shelton Benjamin's out there, John Morrison's out there. People are saying Adam Pearce. I was hoping for Jeff Jarrett. I guess you can sort of say that Chris Jericho's out there if you want to. I'm not really sure if the contract that he had with WWE really is expired or not, but we'll have to find out. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and I think TNA is in that desperate spot. I mean, if they're begging for YouTube views, hoping that that's going to turn into viewers for TNA Impact, you got to wonder if they're really going to go out there and make that real big free agent spend to see if money can equal ratings. Stevie Breach. Peace out, guys.